and welcome to Jackson Hole and the EcoTours Adventures Wildlife Weekly Roundup. This is our second week. Thanks for joining us as we explore the fun things that have been going on in Jackson Hole this week and in the greater Yellowstone ecosystem. So our guides have been out and about in the wild places this week to get a really good look at everything that's been going on. Today, we're going to have a good look at some amazing video, and then we're going to see what they've been seeing, and afterwards, there's going to be a chance to win a $10 gift card with our trivia question of the week, as well as an answer of last week's trivia question. And then at the end of the broadcast, I'll be answering your questions live. So if you've got any questions, do let me know in the comment section, and I'll see if I can't get some answers for you. So, a couple things to say. We're super excited that we're going to start doing tours in Grand Teton and Yellowstone National Parks soon, which is really, really exciting. Grand Teton and National Park and Yellowstone are both scheduled to open next week, and we're still working out exactly how to do proper social distancing and create super safe trips for you guys in the future, but it's going to be fantastic when it happens. In the meantime, let us know where you've been watching from. Let us know what you'd like to see. We'd certainly like to feature some of the things that you've been seeing, as well as hear a little bit more about your visits to Jackson Hole and what your favorite things to do were when you were here. Well, okay, without further ado, let's get started this week with some adorable baby owl footage. Look how cute this is. Our owner, Taylor, actually shot this just last night. He found 3 baby owlets in this well-protected nest in southern Jackson Hole. And these owls tend to build nests pretty high in trees. So to find one, you're going to need to be looking for big masses of sticks pretty far above your head. And the owls appear, in this particular case, Taylor reports, in pretty great condition. They're already shedding their pretty warm little baby down.
Growth aspen forest looking for cavity nesting bird species, and I was able to track down 4 active nests that are all in different stages of construction. The first nest I found belonged to a northern flicker.
Okay, here we have a northern flicker, who is one of the primary excavators that I mentioned earlier. And you can see there's an enormous amount of nest maintenance going on right now. This individual has been going inside the nest. You can hear him hacking away at the walls of the interior of that aspen tree. And then every so often he'll come out with a big mouthful of debris and toss it out, making room for the cavity inside. This is kind of phase 1 of the nesting process.
And flickers are members of the woodpecker family that have a real elaborate mating ritual where the males will jump up in front of the females with their tails flared out, and they kind of bob them up and down and kind of dance really elaborately, trying to entice those females. They're the birds that have the physiological adaptations to come in and actually excavate these cavities out of these dead trees. After those woodpeckers are done utilizing those nests, there's a whole laundry list of other species of birds and mammals that come in and use old woodpecker cavities to raise their own young. Those are called secondary cavity nesters. And the secondary cavity nests that I found this week are an active house wren nest, a tree swallow nest, and a mountain bluebird nest. Now the 5th nest I found that's active right now is a red-tailed hawk nest that I've had my eye on for a little while. And this particular couple of redtails has been incubating eggs since April 27th. So probably in the next 10 days or so, we'll see some hatching activity. Now, when you see the clip, you'll be able to see the new additions to the net around the rim of the nest. You'll see a lot of green limbs. That's what was added to the nest this year. And then you'll see many of the eggs down in the nest before the adult comes to land on them to incubate them. Now, the sixth nest I found belongs to a Canada goose, and I was out at an active beaver pond and saw a goose out incubating eggs on a nest on an island in the middle of this beaver pond. And as I was sitting there watching her, another couple of geese came out on the shoreline with the first goslings that I had been able to capture on film this year. And so there was a lot going on. You know, this nesting season is a really exciting time of the spring. And, you know, getting in some dirt time in the forest, you realize that it's business as usual. With as much as our lives have all been changed by this current COVID situation, it's nice to know that things are back to normal here in the woods.
All right there. Hopefully everybody found us again. I'm sorry for the technical delay. It being week 2, we're still getting a couple little kinks worked out, but we'll get there, everybody. In the meantime, I hope you really enjoyed Mark's view of some of those amazing nesting birds. Thanks very much, Mark, for that. We also had a little bit of a chewing mystery this week. Sean and Laura were actually out looking around and found this little conundrum that we should check out.
Hi, this is Laura. I was out birding and we weren't having much luck in this midday wind. So we started looking around for other tracks and sign from wildlife who have been here recently. And here on this willow tree, we found a nice chew, likely from a snowshoe hare from last winter. Perhaps over the winter there was a couple inches of snow on the ground. So our vertically challenged snowshoe hare was able to access this part of the tree versus down lower because of the added height. And we think this is a snowshoe hare's chew because of small incisor indentations coming in from both directions at a V-shaped angle.
Fantastic. So, having seen very few rare snowshoe hares in the wild here, it's pretty neat to see some sign of their passage. So thanks very, very much for that. Next week, we're going to get some more footage from Laura and Sean as they check out more of the amazing birds that are present there on the Salt River. In the meantime, some animals are hard to find like snowshoe hare, but some can get awfully close up and personal. EcoTours guide owner and guide Taylor got this great look at a moose a little while ago.
Moose, ailses, largest member of the deer family. Large males here will stand 6 feet or so at the shoulders. You can tell springtime is a tough time for these individuals. Traveling on top of the snow, breaking through, doing what they can, just waiting for spring green up. When the spring green up occurs, then these animals, their antlers will grow at a quick rate of up to 1 inch a day. Antlers are used during the breeding season primarily for mate selection. Males will advertise their antlers, the size, the symmetry of these antlers. It's a great indication of an animal's health and fitness. Animals that typically are older, have good access to food, are healthy, will grow the largest antlers. Females see that, and it's thought that the size and symmetry of the antler helps with mate selection. Antler, it's a calcium, similar to our bones. And every year those antlers do fall off. If a particular male deer will have a
If they would have a poor year with forage, or maybe they're injured, that antler will fall off, and next year they'll have another opportunity. I just love seeing this new antler growth. That's fantastic. Look at those long legs. You can just imagine when that animal falls through the snow, those long legs will enable them to kind of step forward and move through the snow. The moose, they are found around the world at northerly latitudes. They're long guard hairs, 3-4 inches long, or hollow, and those hairs really help trap heat next to their body. And then underneath those guard hairs, they do have a downy underfur, which is excellent insulation as well. Moose are ruminants, like cows. They have a 4-chambered stomach, and the food gets passed from chamber to chamber to chamber, where there's different species of bacteria and other organisms that help break down the cell walls of the plants that they're eating. So then the animal can then digest the organelles inside those cells, as well as digest some of the bacteria that's feeding.
So how cool is that? We're excited to get back on the road and see lots of moose out there on a daily basis. I certainly do miss it. So in the meantime, it's not all wildlife that's going on out there. We did get this amazing view of a moonset this week by Ecotours guide Maddie. And this month's moon is known as the flower moon. It's also a super moon, meaning it's a particularly large from our view at dawn and dusk moon. Isn't that spectacular? So that's pretty fantastic too. Ecotours guide Elise would like to let us know that there's lots of wildflowers out there right now. We've got phlox as well as long-haired avens. Phlox, by the way, is really neat. You can get white versus purple phlox. We've also got some yellow ground sorrel that's newly out this week. And of course, I still haven't seen my favorite, that shooting star. My charge to everybody this week is find me a shooting star. I'm still looking for those shooting stars. I'm still looking for those morels that we were looking for last week. So keep your eyes and your ears open. You never know what you might hear or see out there, and send us a picture if you do run into either. So that's what we have for this week in terms of sightings. Next week, we've got some really exciting footage. Hopefully we'll get some baby bison in the next coming week. Still looking for those loons. Taylor got some fantastic views of migrating pronghorn that we're going to show you next week, as well as some really fun looks at the differences between black bears and grizzlies. Did you all catch our trivia question last week? Did anybody guess that that was a sandhill crane that was making that noise? Ecotours guide Maddie and Teddy were wonderful to go ahead and record that for us. Our Ecotours question this week has to do with whether or not you caught our Teton Raptor Center live broadcast with Ecotours Adventures yesterday. And if you did, you're going to know the answer to this. But in the following video, we're going to show an owl. And if you can tell me what kind of owl it is in the comments below, you'll get a chance to win a $10 gift card at our Ecotours Adventure store, which is brand new. It's something we've put together to try and support employee health insurance during our closure. 100% of the proceeds of that store, which is fantastic. It's got Mangelson prints, guide, art, Steo outerwear. Go check it out. It's well worth your time. I personally am a big fan of the owl stickers. But watch the following clip here and see if you can't tell us what kind of owl this is from the Teton Raptor Center. We're going to do another video in partnership with them talking about some of the great owls that live in our area and in our backyards on May 21st at 5:30 p.m. here on Facebook Live. So you definitely don't want to miss that, and it's a great event. You should definitely join us. Hang on, let me get that video for you guys.
Hey guys, we hope you can join us for a partner Facebook Live with Ecotour Adventures on Tuesday, May 12th. That's going to be at 10 o'clock a.m. in the mountains. 11 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Eastern, and 9 o'clock if you're on the West Coast. We hope you can join us.
All right. So we've got that event coming up, and then we'll be back next Wednesday with some fantastic footage that our guides have been seeing out there. In the meantime, if you've got any questions for me, go ahead and type them in the comment section, and we'll go ahead and see if I can get you guys any answers. Hopefully somebody has something fun that's a stumper for me. Let me check and see what we've got here. No questions yet, but a lot of excitement about those baby owls. I thought they were pretty fantastic too. I'll stay on for a couple more minutes. If you've got questions for me, I can answer them live. Otherwise, we can always answer them in the comment section a little bit later as well. Lots of comments about the exciting videos they had to show you today. Sorry about the technical delay there and the difficulty, but hopefully everybody was wrangling between the two videos. We'll give it another minute. We'll see if anybody else has any questions, and if they don't, we'll go ahead and we'll answer them in the comments if you think about them later. Sneak peek, by the way, if you want to win that gift card, you could probably re-watch the Teton Raptor Center video and see what kind of owl that is, and then comment in the comment section later for your chance to win. That might be one way to do it. Bonus points for anybody who knows the name of that owl over at the Teton Raptor Center. That one's kind of a hard one to answer, but it is a cute owl, isn't it? Well, I think what we'll do is we'll answer them later on in the comment section. So make sure you type one in. We'll go from there. It's been a pleasure spending the weekend with you all. Have a wild week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks very much.